What's up guys, it's Nick True here, and today I want to talk about goal setting. Now, I know most people do this on January 1st, but I have purposefully waited to put out this video until now because if you're anything like me, you're probably already off whatever goals you set a month ago. I wanted to remind you that today is just as good a day to start a new goal or a new habit regardless of what day it is. You don't have to wait till January 1st or the first of the month or the first of the week to set a goal and start something new. So whatever day it is for you, whatever day you're watching this video, we're going to start setting some goals right now. And I'm going to show you the exact system step by step that I use to crush my goals every single year. Plus, I'm going to show you one simple trick to keep those goals top of mind and actually stay on track to them every single day. You do not want to miss that. So let's get into it. Okay, so in a minute, I'll share with you my specific goals for 2018, but I just want to go ahead and jump right into the meat and show you the system that I use for actually setting those goals. Now, I've used quite a few different goal setting systems over the years, but most recently I went through a course called 5 Days to Your Best Year Ever with Michael Hyatt, and he also has a book on that, which I highly recommend, and he's got a very specific process that he uses to set goals every single year. Now, he uses a framework that you may have heard before called S.M.A.R.T.E.R, S-M-A.R.T.E.R. This is a very popular framework. It's been around for a long time. I've actually used it in the past to do some goal setting. Now, Michael has taken this acronym SMART and changed it just a little bit. He switched out a couple of the words for different letters, and then he actually went and added a S.M.A.R.T.E.R onto the end of it. And so I'm going to walk you through these 7 different words and these kind of checklist for what each of your goals needs to meet. So SMART-ER, this is the framework that we're going to use. It stands for specific, measurable, actionable, risky, time-keyed, exciting, and relevant. All right, so what do these mean? Well, let's just walk through each one of them. Start with S, specific. This means that your goal has to be detailed. It can't be something crappy like get healthier or get better with finances. So you start there, figure out whatever action or thing you want to center it around, something specific, and then you move to the M, the measurable part. So instead of save money or lose weight, you need to attach some sort of quantification to it. You need to add a number. You need to add something to it that you can actually track and measure. So for losing weight, maybe it's a specific number of pounds that you would like to lose, or maybe it's a certain pant size that you would like to fit into. And the same way with finances. You could set a certain number savings goal or a certain amount of debt you would like to pay down. You want to put some sort of number on this goal so that you can actually measure it and know like, yes, you got there, or no, you didn't. All right, so the A. The A is for actionable. This means that you want to start off your goal. When you write it down, whatever it is, you want to start it off with a strong verb related to the action that you're going to be taking. And the reason that you do this is because when you review these goals on a regular basis, daily or weekly, when you look at these goals, you want to remember the action that you're taking related to those goals immediately. All right, so the R. The R is for risky. Set what you think is a realistic goal, something that you think you could probably achieve that. And then you want to go beyond that and 2x it or 3x it or 10x it and set something big that at first you go, wow, I don't know if I can hit that. If you can set a massive goal, even if you only get 3/4 or half of the way there, you're likely going to be a whole lot further along than if you stuck with the realistic goal that you were thinking about at the beginning. Now, you don't want to go too far with this. There is a fine line between discomfort and delusion. You want to set a goal that's going to move you from the comfort zone into the discomfort zone, but you don't want to set something so big that it's just delusional. If you made $40,000 last year, don't set a goal to make $10 million this year. That's not risky or going big. That's just stupid and delusional. All right, ready for the T. Now, the T stands for time keyed. If it's an achievement goal, something like, save this much money or lose this much weight, then probably the best way to do it is just set a deadline. Save this much money by July. Now, if it's a habit goal that you're trying to create, you're trying to form a new habit, then maybe you want to set some sort of frequency interval. So is this a daily habit? Is it a weekly habit? Is it a couple times a week? Is it a monthly thing? Basically, a goal is not a goal without some sort of timeline to it. So you need to work in the time element into the actual goal itself. All right, we're ready for the E. Now, the E stands for exciting. And basically what this means is that you don't need to be setting goals just because you maybe think you should be setting a goal in that area. You need to be setting goals that you actually want to hit, not something that your parents want you to hit, not something that your spouse wants you to hit, not something that anybody except for you wants to hit. Because if it's not exciting to you, if you don't have a real good reason for why you want to hit that goal, if it doesn't inspire inspire you, then you're not going to go after it and you're not going to stick to it at all. All right, and the R. This is the last word in the SMART-E.R acronym. The R stands for relevant. Does this goal align with the rest of your life? And does it align with the rest of your goals that you're trying to hit? If you're trying to hit a super big goal in the family arena and spend a ton of hours with your family on the weekends, but you're also setting up a goal that is going to make you work weekends, then those two things are going to be clashing and you're not going to be able to hit both of those. There's literally no way you can. You want to make sure that all of your goals are working together, whether it's in your career or your finances or your fitness or your health or your relationships. Those goals need to be working together and not working in conflict of each other. Now, the last thing I'll say before I jump into my goals for 2018 is that you don't want to set too many goals. You probably don't want to set more than like 2 to 3 goals in any specific area, because if you do that, you're not going to be able to track them all. You're going to get lost and you're just probably not going to do any of them. You also don't want to set too many across all the categories together. You know, if you set 20 goals, that's just a lot to take care of, and that's a lot to stay focused on. So you probably only want to set somewhere between 5 and 10 goals at a time. Now, you might set 7 goals right now in February, and then by March, hey, you've knocked out 2 of them. So maybe in March you reevaluate and you add another 1 or 2 goals to get you through the rest of the year. All right, so that is the framework that I use to set my goals. That's the framework that I use going forward. And in a second, I'm going to get to that specific trick that I told you about that helps me keep these top of mind every single day. But first, I'm going to jump into my goals for 2018 and walk you through what I'm trying to hit. Actually, while we're talking about my goals for 2018, I'm going to take you on a little trip with me, and you can watch me working on one of those goals right now. So let's go. All right, so to understand some of my goals for 2018, you've kind of got to understand where I'm coming from and kind of what's happened the past couple years with me and Hannah. See, me and Hannah are very achievement oriented. We're very goal oriented, and when we set our minds to something, we tend to kind of stick to it, and we tend to drop everything else that doesn't fit with inside that one thing. Now, over the past 2 or 3 years, Hannah and I have really neglected things like our relationship with God, our relationship with each other, our fitness. Like we've really sacrificed in a lot of areas in order to do the things that we've been able to do in our careers and in our finances. Now, I do have some goals for 2018 that are career and finance related, but my biggest goal for 2018 is really centered around one word, and that's habit. And one of my habits is treating Hannah better. That's one thing I want to focus on this year that I've kind of neglected the past couple of years, because I've been so focused on getting us into a good position with our finances and with being able to move into a camper and start traveling around, that I've kind of neglected the actual relationship portion of the whole marriage, which is obviously a problem. And today is actually Hannah's birthday. She's turning 27 today, and I've already ordered her present. She's getting a t-shirt and a coffee mug that are animal related. If you know my wife at all, anything pet related is always a big win. What I'm doing now is I'm on my way to get her a nice card and some flowers. So that's where I'm headed right now. But let's get back to my goals for 2018. All right, so my first 3 goals for 2018 are all centered around habits, and they're all specifically centered around my morning routine. Before I do anything in my day, before I start doing work, before I start doing literally anything else, I want to get into my morning routine and kind of have the same exact routine every single day, 7 days a week. And the 3 things I want to accomplish with that morning routine are to read my Bible and pray, journal, and then do 80 push-ups. So the way I have the first goal written down is that I want to read my Bible and pray 15 minutes every single day. And so think about that in terms of the SMART-E.R acronym we said earlier. It's specific, I'm reading my Bible and praying. It's measurable, I'm doing it every single day for 15 minutes. You can measure that. It's actionable, I'm reading and praying. It's risky because I went from reading my Bible probably a total of an hour all of 2017 to now I'm going to try and do this every single day and work towards a habit of 7 days a week. That's a big jump. It's time keyed because, again, 15 minutes a day, every single day. That's what I'm working towards. It's exciting because I know that if I can get my Bible study down and if I can build my relationship back with Christ, then literally everything else in my life is going to start falling into place. And so it's exciting from that standpoint. And then it's relevant to my life because literally, like I said, this is what stems everything. This is what starts with everything. So I have to start here and then everything else in my life will fall into place. So it's relevant because it is the most important thing. So that's goal number 1. And I'm not going to go through the SMART-E.R for all of my goals, but you kind of get the idea of how this works. The second one is to journal every single day. Now for me, journaling really doesn't take that long. It's about 10 to 15 minutes, and I have a very structured routine that I go through. First off, I say, what am I grateful for today? I list 1 to 3 things. I say, what would make today great? I list 1 to 2 or 3 things. And then I write down the 5 kind of affirmations or things that I'm kind of focused on right now. The last thing I do is I actually write down all of my goals and habits that I'm trying to accomplish in 2018. All right, that brings us to the 80 push-ups a day. Now, obviously, this fits into the fitness category. Now, last year, a couple of buddies and myself started doing a weekly push-up accountability thing where you would have to do 350 push-ups over the course of a week. I think we're up to like 500 now. Well, I'm a procrastinator, and so what would end up happening is I would not do any push-ups until like Friday, and then all of a sudden I would have to do like 200 or 300 over the course of like 2 or 3 days. And the whole point of this competition, this accountability thing in the first place, was to get me to create a daily habit centered around doing push-ups and getting fit. And so what I'm doing now is I'm working it into my morning routine that I will do 80 push-ups in the morning. All right, so my 4th goal for 2018 is to build a habit of running 3 times a week. In addition to that, my goal number 5 is to work out 3 times a week. Basically, over the past 3 years, I've gained about 35 pounds because I've totally neglected fitness to really push my finances and push my career forward, which is great, and it's given me some ability to be able to do those things. But I'm tired of neglecting my health, and I've really got to get that under control, and I've really got to take charge of that. Now, the reason I'm here, the reason I'm in the truck right now is I'm about to walk out and get some flowers for Hannah's birthday, but I did set 2 very specific habit goals around my relationship with Hannah and our marriage. The first one is I want to build a habit of complimenting her every single day. Now, it's not that I don't think highly of her, or I don't think well of her, I don't think good things about her, but I don't always tell her those things. And so I want to build a habit and remind myself every single morning in my routine that what are a couple things that I can compliment Hannah on today? What are some things that I'm noticing about her that, really just make me appreciate her, and then tell her those things. So my thinking is that if I can build a habit of noticing and paying attention to what she's doing and who she is as a person, and then I can appreciate it, and then I can tell her that a lot of the other things about our relationship and a lot of the other struggles that we might have will start getting worked out because I'm going to start my day off appreciating her and thinking about her. And so that's my big habit around our relationship. My second one is around a fun date night once a month. Something a little different, a little creative, a little unique, something that's not just, going out to eat and then coming back and watching Netflix, but something a little more special. So I don't know exactly what that's going to be yet, but my goal right now is to come up with one like really fun or unique date night or date day idea per month. All right, so those are all the goals and habits that I have that are not career or finance related. Now, of course, this is Mapped Out Money. My name is Nick True, and we are here to talk finances. So I did set 3 big career finance goals that I want to jump into. The first one is about my freelancing revenue. Now, as many of you may know, I used to be in a job where I was an engineer working in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I recently left that job to start doing freelance work full time, and I have some clients that I work totally with online, and I've started to build that revenue up. It's nowhere near where I want it, but I'm well on my way where I want to go. I'll be honest, I don't feel super comfortable telling exactly how much income Hannah and I are trying to make this year. I'm just not there yet, but what I can tell you is that when I was an engineer, I used to make in the mid 60s. My goal by the end of 2018 is to get there. Basically, my big goal for this year is for my business to surpass what I was making as an engineer and totally replace that income. And if I can do that, then that's about 1.5 years from when I left my job to basically my business creating the same amount of money that I was making as a full-time engineer. Now, our savings goals for 2018, basically right now we're living in a camper and we love it and we have a ton of fun doing that. And we don't really plan to leave that soon, but we know that in a couple of years we're going to be ready to buy a house and settle down somewhere. And so when that time comes, we know that we want to be ready for it, and we know that we're going to be super frustrated if we get there and we don't have the money ready to actually put down a down payment on the house. So our savings goal for 2018 is to save $15,000 towards a down payment for a house. We don't plan on using this, this year or probably even next year, but we want to go ahead and build the habit and get that down payment ready. And so $15K probably isn't going to be enough for the down payment that we want, but it's going to be a good chunk and a good amount towards that down payment. And then the last financial goal we have is to go ahead and max out our IRAs. $15K towards the down payment on the house, and that'll be $11K for maxing out both retirement or IRAs, one for me and one for her. All right, so those are my goals and my habits for 2018. I'm going to run in here and grab some flowers real quick, and then we're going to talk about how I track all these these goals and habits, and the one tip to actually keep these things top of mind every single day. All right, and we're back. I've got the flowers, as you can see here. Now I've got to run over to Walgreens and pick up a card, and then we'll head back to the Airstream. So let's get over to Walgreens. All right, we made it. Let's go get a card. All right, I got the card, got the flowers. Now let's talk about how we actually track these goals. All right, so here's the spreadsheet that I've set up to basically track my goals. As you can see, I did not do a very good job in January, but I am on track so far for February. So I read my Bible and I put a little X in this column. And what I did is I set it up to where when I put a little X in there, it will actually automatically turn that cell green. And so I can easily see basically when I have completed something and when I have not. The other cool thing I did is I set it up to where it would show me a recent streak. So for instance, I've read my Bible every single day for 10 days. I've journaled every single day for 10 days. It will track my streak, which is really what I care about. You know, I want to get this number as high as possible to where I cannot break the chain. Then this right here is our fun date night a month. So when I put 1 in that, it will automatically turn, yep, awesome. So we've done our date night for the month. And then the same thing for running and working out. Once this number reaches 3 for the week, it will turn that week green. So I set up this nice little spreadsheet for me to basically just track the habits that I care about. And then for the goal side, I set up a spreadsheet with basically a single goal over here, the category that it's in, and then everything about the goal right here, and then a little progress over here. And all I have to do is I update, so like down payment, let's say that once I've saved, you know, $1,200, I'll update that, and then it will automatically update my little pie chart, and it will automatically show me the percentage on the way there. So what I do is once a week during my weekly review, I update the down payment and investing, and then I leave all this the same. This is what I set up when I first made the goal. And I've got a spreadsheet full of these: Bible reading, running, complimenting Hannah. I've got, you know, all the goals in here that I can track, and I update every one of these on Friday to see how my progress has gone. So that's how my spreadsheet tracking actually works. All right, so now you've seen how I track my goals and my habits. Now you don't have to get that fancy with it. You can use a notepad and a pen, or you can use one of the bajillion goal tracking apps on your phone. I don't really care how you track it, but it is important that you do track it somehow. So just figure out what works for you there. Now let's talk about this last tip. How do I actually keep these goals top of mind and make sure that I'm making meaningful progress towards them every single day? Now it starts with what I said earlier, which is journaling. Every day I write down my goals, you know, for the whole year that I'm really focused on hitting. But it's more than just journaling and writing down the goals. The main thing that I do during that time that keeps these goals top of mind is that I write down and I remember my key motivations. For every single goal or habit that I have, I've come up with 3 key motivations or 3 reasons why I really want this goal to happen, or I really want this habit to set in. That's the last step in setting goals that you're actually going to stick to. You need to write down 3 major reasons that you need to hit this goal. And here's the secret tip about this. I don't want you to just write down reasons and whys based on what happens when you reach this goal. The secret tip is writing down what happens if you don't hit them. That's the secret. So what I want you to do is come up with 3 key motivations for every single goal or habit that you have, and make at least one of those reasons be what happens when you don't hit it. That's what you got to do. You got to come up with your 3 big reasons why you want to hit that goal, include reasons for what happens when you don't hit that goal, and then review those regularly. That's how you actually stick to it. All right, so that's it, guys. I hope you liked this video. I hope you got something out of it. And most importantly, I hope you realize that you don't have to wait till January 1st or the 1st of the month or even the 1st of the week to start setting a goal and to start taking action towards it right now. So that's what I ask of you. Just please set a goal, get started today, no matter what day of the week it is, no matter what day of the month it is, get started today. If you like this video, be sure to subscribe to this channel for more videos like it. And remember, I can teach you how to set goals. I can teach you how to get ahead financially, but I can't make you do it. The choice is yours. I'll see y'all next time.